Hello and welcome to Unikron's Gaming. Today it's all about Shank 2 and here's a brief history. Shank 2 is a side-scrolling hack and slash video game developed by Canadian independent studio Klei Entertainment and published by Electronic Arts in 2012. It's a prequel to Shank. It features a new two-player survival mode, updated combat mechanics and new weapons. Shank 2 unfortunately does not feature the cooperative story mode which appears in the previous installment, instead offering a two-player survival mode. The two-player story mode was better, if you ask me, than survival mode. Or here's an idea, just have both. But okay, that's the brief history. Let's get to the game, shall we? I'm going to start off with graphics, stroke visuals. Yeah, they are an improvement upon the original Shank. There's more detail in the background, even more enemy variety. You can even choose not just different skins, but you actually control a different character. Basically, she's a different skin. But anyway, there's the control. The controls have been rejigged as well. But anyway, we're talking about graphics. This game obviously looks wonderful. Presentation's delightful as well. You can choose any stage, and that presentation doesn't look as nice as the first game, but it's still good though. And it gives you it shows you where you're on who else is on your PSN friends list. If they've played this game, what scores they got for each chapter. Even though it doesn't update anymore, unfortunately. Servers are probably down or gone. But anyway, yes, animation's great. I would say there is a little bit more animation now, and there's more detail in the characters. Some of the big brutes, they've got a lot more detail in them. The backgrounds is more varied, which is nice. So yeah, that's all great. There's, I think what worked in Shank 1 is just multiplied in Shank 2, basically. So even though you still got some similar animations because you have different weapons now, and you have new animations for them, like the sledgehammer. So it's really cool. It's really nice. I will say that some of the bosses, they look much better in this game. They may not be as big, some of them, but I found the bosses to be a lot more varied in this game than the previous game, looks wise. Palette scrolling obviously is great. Once again, backgrounds is great. I mean, look at animation there, it's just fantastic. Yes, they even do little touches like when you can tell an enemy's going to do a particular attack, they may glow yellow, white, you flash when you do a roll as well. So yeah, they even tarted up a little bit of the what do you call it, your skins that you can get. They look a bit nicer as well, so that's cool. I don't think they did too much with the lighting. I think the lighting is basically the same, but I will say that some of the pans and the zooms are a bit more exaggerated in this game, which is nice, really nice as well. But like I said, the extra animations, I think, put this easily over the first game. So yeah, so that's especially with the chainsaw. Dear God, when you're running with it, it looks so cool now. So yeah, look at the finishes as well, and the combo hits, really nice, really nice. The game UI is perfectly fine, very similar to the first one, and obviously it doesn't get in the way, so that's good. Oh, let me just interject. I mean, look at this, the silhouette stage. There's a lot more of this, and it looks really cool, especially the lightning and stuff. That is, and the rain. I just think it looks really nice. Oh my gosh, the art style and the graphics are so sublime in this game. It's really nice. Just look at that. Great stuff. Absolutely great stuff with the diffused lighting. Really cool. Yeah, so what have I done? I've done the animation. It's just fantastic. The artwork has been improved. The backgrounds have been improved because they're more varied. Just as violent, the gore and everything there. Yeah, everything just tells you. I mean, obviously it's flashing red, so you can tell that, oh, you need to get health. And there you go. The crate's not always seen, but obviously once again they've got tequila in them, so that's nice. But yeah, it's just a really nice. I mean, look at the little munchkins there, the little people. That's what I'm saying. The enemies are just more varied. I do have a few, or maybe just two, negative points, to be honest. I'll leave one for gameplay, but graphically, I think this is a lower resolution than Shank 1, and I'm only specifically talking about the PS3 version here, because there's a lot more going on. I think they've lowered the resolution so that it doesn't have too many hitches, because at some points it looks a bit soft, especially when you get the cinematic cutscenes. They look very pixelated at first before they become go into their proper, I don't know, resolution. That could be a streaming issue of the mechanical hard drive, probably is, but the fact is you notice it, and it wasn't an issue with part 1. Once you get into the game proper, it looks nice, but like I said, it's still a bit soft, because I'm gonna say this is 720p, or the height in between 720p and I don't think this game reaches 1080p on a PS3. It just looks too soft. Yeah, and I'm comparing it to the first game. I mean, look at the steam effects in this bath. Good lord, that looks fantastic. Wow. Anyway, yeah, so that's my only negative with the graphics. It's at times it seems a little bit too soft. So I don't think this is a 1080p showing on the PS3, which is a shame. Could be 720, 768. But yeah, just a bit of a shame really. But I can understand why they've done it. It's most probably to make sure that the frame rate shows or doesn't stutter too much. See there with the gun and the muzzle flashes, that looks cool as well. You can see that they've got the red tracing for where their bullets are going to be. Everything is just so nice. And look at the diffuse lighting again. And then you can only see him when it zooms in a bit, or the muzzle flash. Excellent graphics, excellent. Apart from that minor fault with the resolution, this just needs a HD remaster realistically. Give us 4K, 120 frames per second on modern consoles and PCs. Come on, you know when to do it. Anyway, let's go on to sound. Sound and audio, yeah, once again, got improved. Probably because there's more weapons and different types of enemies, so therefore there has to be new sounds and audio for them. The weapons, once again, sound so great, and they feel like they do damage. And they sound like they do damage as well. It's just great, really clubbing people with bars, different types of weapons, Gatling guns. I don't know if I show a Gatling gun stage here, but there are more Gatling guns. I mean, just look at this. The different sounds. It's just like all the thwacks and the grunts and the groans to go with the animations. Great. Absolutely great. Yeah, sound is on point. Sound is on point. Voice acting is great once again. All the voices in the game, characters even shout your name at certain points. Like, come here, Shank. I'm gonna get you, Shank. All that stuff. I mean, look at this. Listen to that. That gun is heavy. Yeah, you know, this game's not skimping when it comes to the sound and the audio. It's just great. Really good. The explosions, everything. Even your footsteps, they sound great as well. Once again, they just took on what they did with the first game and just improved upon it. It was the first one, 2010, this was 2012. So yeah, 2 years later on release. A perfect sequel, really. They just took some of the weaker elements out, buffed them, or just exchanged them for better things, which is nice. I mean, here you can hear the rain, the thunder, because obviously lightning doesn't make any sound, well, not to my knowledge. But yeah, why did I put that in where I died? That makes no sense. I must have thought there was something down there. I thought, ooh, a little trinket you're hiding from me. Oh well, you can see my thinking there. But anyway, yeah, the sound is great. Even when you pop off their heads. Even swinging sounds are good. So yeah, the sound I cannot fault. It's fantastic. Basically, this franchise is fantastic. Klei done a wonderful job here. It's just, I'm just blowing smoke up their ass, and their cheeks are just wide with smoke coming out of it because they made such a great product. And from what I remember, it wasn't even expensive. Yeah, I believe this was one of those, was it $7.99 type of deals? At most £10. I mean, if this came out today, you'd probably be expected to pay, what, 25 for this in times that we're in now? With the game prices? Yeah, Switch 2, I'm looking at you. Anyway, we're not doing that here. So yeah, it's just a wonderful sounding game. Headphones, it sounds great. Through the TV, through your surround sound, sounds great. Yeah, I mean, when people are getting chopped and minced like a kebab mixed grill, that sounds great as well. So, the gunshots, wow, her Magnum sounds great. What? He jumped over, push him back in there. Yeah, go on, mince him. Oof, that's gonna hurt. That'll be a big headache in the morning. So yeah, just wonderful sound. Now let's get on to that tasty gameplay. So gameplay, let me get my two minor gripes out the way. This game can slow down at times. Not too often, but I think that's because they lower the resolution. That's the reason why. And I think it slows down simply because this is running on a PlayStation 3. Once again, like Shank 1, I've got a feeling that probably the best version of this game at the time for console was the 360, and this was probably a port of the 360, or the 360 was the lead platform. This is still very good, but it just got a few hitches here and there, a little bit more than Shank 1 had, because there's a lot more going on, it's a lot more detailed. So yeah, I mean, this is one of the boss battles that's going to come up here. But yeah, that's one. And number two, I wish the story mode was 2-player, like the first game. It would have made sense. It could have easily been in there. They even have a secondary character, the girl, I can't remember her name, but yeah, she just makes sense being in, I mean, she's in the survival mode, 2-player. Why can't they go through the story mode together? So yeah, for me, I think that's a bit of a letdown. Like I said, this game needs a HD remaster, a bit like they did with Mark of the Ninja. Put everything in there, make it 4K, because we're on newer consoles, have the ability to have 120 frames per second if your TV can do it, just for input latency. That's one thing that I think Shank 1 had, input latency on the PS3. And once again, I'm going to put that down to the PS3 controllers and the PS3 itself. This game feels more responsive though, so that's not that much of an issue here at all. But this game is just begging for an update because these visuals, I need to see them at the sharpest. They just look a bit soft now, PS3. Because if it was 1080p, it would have been great, but it's not. Anyway, let's talking about gameplay. So let's get back to the gameplay side of it. I really like the fact that they've expanded your weapons, melee, long range, medium range, heavy attacks, light attacks, and that's really nice. They've rejigged the grapple and leap system, so it's more responsive now, and you can do more combos in there. What am I gonna do? This boss here, I've got a flaming torch, you can light him up, and that does damage over time, which is nice. Look at that, really cool, yeah. You can actually pick up weapons now. Enemies drop weapons. Beforehand, you couldn't really pick them up. Now you can. And you have to use that with heavy attack. Whether they be clubs, machetes, knives, you name it, you can pick them up now, which is good. So that's on top of your weapons that you have that you can unlock. You can unlock skins as well. No DLC particularly required. You just play through the game get the scores or meet whatever criteria that they want, you can unlock stuff. So yeah, so that's really good. The biggest change which was needed, you now have a proper dodge roll rather than a dodge dash, so that you know when you are invincible. He flashes white. The roll isn't particularly big, but it's necessary. Unfortunately, it's not on a button, it's on your right analog stick. I'm gonna say this now, I don't mean to keep poo-pooing on the PS3, but the PS3 out of every PlayStation controller, and that includes the two handhelds, PSP and PlayStation Vita, had the worst controller known to man. That DualShock 3, or what was the first one called without any rumble, the 6-axis controller, those were awful. The analog sticks had crappy dead zones, the D-pad was awful, the buttons were okay. So playing games like this I found quite hard, and that's probably why I never finished this, because I only finished this the other day when I picked it back up again. And I'm using a Brook adapter, and I'm using a DualSense controller when I was playing this, and it was a far better experience than what I remember when I initially played it with a native PlayStation 3 controller. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I could time the dodges better, because I just didn't have those massive dead zones of a DualShock 3 or the controller that came before it, which was the 6-axis, which I'm just not going to mention again because it hurts my very soul. So yeah, you can see him rolling there, and then when you're running along with the chainsaw for heavy attack, that's so much better. Like I said, also actually I'm getting jumbled up now. Like I said, a lot more moves, a lot more weapons, and because you have moves now, the combo system is much bigger, and you can do quite a different variety of combos. I mean, look, I've got throwing knives there, which I use like ninja stars. Hello, Shadow Dancer. Yeah, so I use that. A lot of the time, certain bosses are better with certain weapon loadouts. So your weapon loadout can determine how well you will finish a stage. So yeah, combo system is great. This is just a beautifully playing hack and slash game. It's got a couple of quips on the PlayStation 3 version, but even there, it just doesn't deter from how good this game is. It's just fantastic. It's probably one of the best hack and slash games of that generation. I don't know what generation of consoles it was. Was it the 9th or something like that? I don't know. But anyway, that PS360 version era, this is definitely, in my mind, the best hack and slash combo that there was. Shank 1 and 2. There's even a couple of chase stages like here. Obviously the shooting missiles, you have to get away. For the sake of transparency, this wasn't the first time. I didn't just do it once and just made it. I died like 4 times. Yeah. But hey, I mean, look, it goes straight into a crazy cutscene. Look at this guy, Frank Castle, the Punisher. You got nothing on Shank. You have nothing. The gameplay just ridiculous into the cutscenes. Is it this cutscene where he goes into the water and he meets a shark? Look what the audacity of Shank. Look what's gonna happen here. Look what he does to the shark. Bam! Gums. Just gums. The audacity of this human being. People, go and play Shank 1 and 2 now. The boss battles are much better in Shank 2 than Shank 1. Here, this is one for you here. This is, I think, the first one with Inferno. It's just a wonderful, wonderful boss fight. It took me a little while to work out how to do it, but in the end I did. I think it took me 3 tries, because I can't remember, because I played the game from scratch. I didn't use my old save, but I thought let me just play it from scratch. And it's wonderful trying to work out how to defeat these bosses, and it's just, yeah, great. Once again, this game should have just been 2-player. I think that would have just been the icing on the cake in story mode. But there you go, yeah. See, look, R to dodge. You can't remap dodge, by the way. It's not a thing. You can't remap it. But anyway, here you can see the boss battle, the fire, the haze, everything. It's just great. Look at the graphics and the art style. Give us a remaster, Klei. Come on, just do it. I should have jumped there. I thought I could dodge through it, but obviously I was at the edge of the table and the dodge didn't come out. So yeah, just didn't work. He tried to grab me there, dodge through it. If this was Shank 1, I'd have some serious problems, because in Shank 1 you have to hold, block, then push forward to dodge, and you can't see in which particular frame of animation that you are invincible. So yeah, in this game there's a lot less need for the leaping. So yeah, but that's the gameplay over. I hope you did enjoy this video. It was a wonderful game to play. I'm basically done with Shank games now. Please go and play it. It's a great game. Yeah, I'll see you in my next video. I hope you all are well. And that's it for me. Peace out.